The episode begins with a scene where Maggie and her companions, still determined to reach Herschel, cautiously navigate a complex network of dark and damp sewers beneath the ruined city of New York. During their exploration of these tunnels filled with lurking danger and foul odors, they uncover a horrifying and disturbing truth about the Croats' operations that extend beyond mere control of the city. They discover that the Croat is exploiting the decaying bodies of walkers to produce large quantities of methane gas, possibly as an alternative energy source in this world devoid of traditional resources, or for other more sinister and clandestine purposes. This process creates an extremely suffocating and dangerous environment within the sewers, where the air becomes toxic and flammable due to the gas concentration, adding a new and significant challenge for Maggie and her team, making their progress more difficult and threatening to their lives. Maggie's resolve to rescue her son intensifies after witnessing this gruesome exploitation of the dead, and she is determined to stop the Croat at any cost. Meanwhile, on a separate and tension-filled path, Negan and Perlie face a unique and perilous situation within the walls of an abandoned school. The episode begins by emphasizing the deep initial animosity between them, with Perlie, driven by his desire for justice or a reward, still determined to capture Negan and hand him over to any remaining authorities. However, harsh circumstances and shared threats that outweigh their personal differences soon force them to temporarily put aside this animosity for the sake of survival. The two find themselves trapped by a massive and unexpected wave of walkers who were either attracted by noise or were already present inside the school. This dangerous situation requires them to cooperate closely and use their combined individual combat skills to overcome the angry hordes of the undead and save their lives in this place filled with painful memories. During their forced confinement within the deserted school, Negan and Perlie discover a terrifying and disturbing scene, a bizarre and grotesque sculpture skillfully but morbidly crafted from cut and disfigured children's dolls, and stained with dried blood. This horrifying discovery adds a terrifying and mysterious touch to the atmosphere, and raises questions about the dark past of this school or about strange and violent rituals that may be connected to the Croat or his followers, increasing the feeling of anxiety and unease. Relationships between the characters evolve significantly during this event-filled and pressure cooker episode. Ginny, the young girl who had trusted Maggie and considered her a surrogate mother, begins to show signs of doubt and concern about Maggie's intentions and the difficult decisions she makes in order to reach Herschel. She may have witnessed or heard something that worries her about Maggie's methods or the dangers she is exposing them to, or perhaps someone else, possibly from the group that previously helped them or even a new character, is trying to manipulate her feelings and exploit her innocence to sow seeds of doubt and discord in her heart towards Maggie. Ginny's loyalty to Maggie becomes questionable, creating a potential division within the small group and increasing tension and mistrust among them at a time when they need unity most. As the first season of the series approaches its end, the stakes escalate dramatically, and survival becomes more difficult and complex for all the characters involved in these tragic events. Reaching Herschel, who remains held captive by the Croat, becomes a distant goal filled with unexpected obstacles and shocking surprises. The fates of Maggie, Negan, Perlie, and Ginny become increasingly intertwined, as they find themselves driven towards an inevitable and final confrontation with the Croat and his growing forces that control a large part of the city. A decisive battle looms that will determine the fate of them all, with uncertain consequences threatening to undermine everything they have striven for and putting their lives in grave danger. The episode leaves viewers on the edge of their seats, wondering if any of them will survive this imminent confrontation and what price they will pay in order to stay alive and save those they love.